Hello and welcome everybody, a brand new day. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be upfront, I'm gonna be honest, I'm going to tell you all that I'm crazy. Simple as that. It feels so good to get that out there. Uh, no, I'm just kidding. But I have done a lot of work around the base. And we're going to recap it to begin with, and then we're going to get into our next project, okay? So first things first, all of our crafting tables are gone. As you see, all of our crafting stations. A lot of the stuff around here is gone. I have a dark steel anvil, and I powered up all of my armor, including enchanting it. Pretty sweet. I've been enchanting things, so I have looting 3, sweeping edge 3, you know, sharpness, yada yada yada. Okay, lots of good stuff that's been done there. All of our storage has been kind of cleaned up. Over here, I planted some canola, harvested that. Very good. Up here, I installed a pump with power to it to get us a little bit of oil, but it's just sitting up there. We need to do something with that right away. I followed the guide and I built 4 additional electric blast furnaces. One set up with Canthal, with silicon coming in automatically. One set up for energetic alloy, and one set up for vibrant alloy, and one that is currently idle at this point in time. I automated my aluminium over here to automatically be producing in this guy. Very nice. I moved the nether quartz. I automated glass tubes. What else did I do? A lot of different things. We got the NV extractor here as well, so that we could make vibrant crystals, which requires advanced stuff. Oh, let's get those going. Excellent. Oh, and we did all this too. So, a couple of things. I made myself a disk drive with, you know, some storage cells. Again, not a intense or complicated recipe. Oh, I guess we might as well collect our money now. There's our pump. Oh, I made a jetpack. That's true. I did. I made the auto chisel. Not that I've used it. I made soldering iron just to complete the quest. So I only have these 3 left on this page. What was I just saying? Oh yeah, the disk drives. I made an energy cell. That's good. And then, of course, we got that done. Very good. We got the digital storage. I made all of that. It's not too bad, right? Red alloy with some gears. Pretty straightforward. Nothing too crazy. And then I made the 4K one, which again, just like the MV tier. Nothing too crazy. This one I can't do because I need an HV circuit, so we're stuck with 4Ks at this point in time. In this, we made the atomic reconstructor. I made a whole bunch of void crystal and a nary crystal block. And I explored actually additions slightly. On the side, we made a reinforced upgrade kit. We added that to a numismatic. And we got that canola and the sugarcane, sugarcane. We all knew that one. We got the Canthal coil blocks. We made Canthal last episode. And, as we just showed, the silicon ingots. Also, during this time, I made myself some good integrated circuits. That's using those integrated logic circuits with transistor or resistor, diode, fine gold wire, and silver bolt. Nothing too crazy there. So we got that one as well. Excellent. And what else did we do? Oh, I made a brewery. Excellent. And I made a distillery. Okay. Not too bad. Oh, and we got into all of this stuff as well. I made a staff of traveling. Very good. I made one vibrant capacitor bank. I definitely need to make a few more of those and upgrade. And by doing so, we made the octatic capacitor. And then, of course, we upgraded our jetpack, which I have in here. Energetic. Very nice. On top of all of that, we also... Oh, we got a couple of things in here. We got 64 Canthal ingots. Very good. 64 vanadium steel. We got 64 silicon. And is that it? I think that's it for now. I think that's all for now. Okay. So, like I said, a little crazy, a little busy. Oh yeah, nothing goes over there anymore. It all goes in here now. So, that is the easy part of what we did. The harder part is all of this. Okay? Yes, I know. I'm bonkers a little bit. So, what did we do here? Well, first of all, I upgraded all of the storage. I added things, you know, just kind of getting a basis. From the controller, you can go 12 blocks in any direction as far as I'm aware. So, just kind of added in, got things done, right? Like, this is our vibrant alloy being automatically crafted, our energetic, etc., etc., etc. So, a lot of these come from the deep mob learning downstairs. And then we expanded on this. So, I started to get all of the various items. Wrought iron, coal dust from coal. Those combined make steel, right? Etc., 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 etc. Right? We got our pulsating iron. So every time I come across an item, like I just realized I needed energetic wire, well, there we go. I added it in. So we have all of the wires coming in. Here's our auto crafting for the energetic and the vibrant dust. And yeah, I kind of just kept going. I needed plates. I added plates. I needed fine wires. I added fine wires. And now we are adding in rods. There are still so many little things that we need to add in that for the auto crafting that we will be doing this ongoing from here till probably the end of the game, to be blunt. All of these are LV machines at this point in time, and I will probably have to rebuild literally all of this at some point in time. Downgrades and upgrades are key here. I have, you know, specific places, right? Like this one, I only want 1 stack of sand there, right? Because I don't want to take all my sand out of the other storage to get it up there, right? You know, same thing here. It's downgrade, downgrade. Whereas down here, I have a downgrade with a gold upgrade, which brings us to 512 stack for our gold dust, right? Just little details like that that really go a long way. By the way, gold dust is a pain in the butt. Why is it not? Oh, because it's full. It's fine. So yeah, gold dust is a bit of a pain in the butt. It's a little slow. But as you can see, we've kind of just started doing a little bit of everything, which is very, very nice. And one of the things that I just realized that I should have done is, why did I do this? I automated it directly into rubber, but I could have had resin into rubber. I'll have to fix that later. Little details as we go. Okay. Now, on to the project at hand. I have oil over there. I need the oil to be over here. What's the best way to do this? Well, I think the easiest way is with a whole bunch of pipes. But what I'm going to try to make is a couple of ender tanks, because that's how I roll. And we're going to grab our organic black dye out of there, because we're talking about oil, right? And we're going to configure these to be all black and linked together. Excellent. All right. Let's grab these guys like so. This is always fun. Nailed it. Nailed it. All right. I'm not sure if this is going to pull from that. It doesn't appear like it. Okay. Huh. Come here. That means that we'll do an ender fluid conduit just to make it faster. Hello? Ender fluid conduit to make it faster. Very good, and very good. And boom, we'll do extract always active. And that should be filling up with oil. Beautiful. So we have raw oil from our basic pump. And now we're getting water. I do not want water. Why are we getting water? This should not be water. No, bad. Very, very bad. Can we get our oil again, please? I'm actually curious. Okay, what are you gonna pump? Oil. Yeah, why was it getting water? I don't know. I don't know. It was oil underneath there, so one of those things. So this basic pump will get us oil in the raw form, as you're seeing here. And there's other things that you can do too, like fluid rigging and all that kind of stuff to get yourself some raw oil. But if I place this down here, you can see that we still have the exact same raw oil in our hands now. Okay? Now, what do we need to build? We need to build so much stuff. So much stuff. But we are working towards ethylene, right? And ethylene, we are going to work towards polyethylene. Polyethylene is probably the next big hurdle and milestone in the pack beyond, you know, sodium, potassium. And I would like to also automate our fluids over here that we kind of messed around with before. The sodium bisulfate and things like that. So I want to kind of get involved in some liquid automation. Okay. I've expanded our basement quite a bit. We're still good on everything for the most part. We have a wired charger now. See, here's my one vibrant, but I'm gonna replace them as I go. And yeah, we got lots of power. This guy's not even working. This is my big guy right there. So lots to be done, lots to be had. But here's our electric blast furnace wiring. It's a little cleaner than some other stuff that I've done. And all things considered, let's just jump down and take a quick look underneath. As you can see, we have 4 outputs going down this line to the EBF. So I'm pretty comfortable tying into these lines over here, which is also going to the pump at this point in time as a temporary wiring setup. I'm pretty comfortable with getting this process started. So what do we need to do? We need to get ourselves ethylene, right? Ethylene, beautiful. Ethylene is basically, we need, oh no, I misclicked. There we go. So we need to get some sort of a cracked oil or whatever it may be, right? Butane, heavy fuel, whatever it is, right? Refinery gas, etc. Okay. Now, it says, I believe, right back here, navigating petroleum, right? Petrochem, I should say. So, oil is the starting point and can be found in several variants, which you can pump from finite natural wells, which is what we are on right there, as well as coming renewably from oil sands or soul sand, and directly in liquid form from a fluid rig. So fluid rig is another option that you can utilize as well. So that's good. So you start off by distilling the oil, which will result in sulfuric heavy fuel. Okay, so I have a distillery right there. Let's see what we need to do here. We need to convert some power, like so, and like so, and not like that, but that's fine. You know what, actually, yeah, I'm okay with that, actually. Do I have, I do not have cabling. All right, man, I feel like I've progressed so far, but yet we still have so much further to go. It's not even funny. Okay, boom and boom, 4 and 16 energetic. Excellent. Go big or go home, right? Might as well. Okay, let's just put it at this level for right now. There we go. And let's do our distillery. I'm a little concerned, like, I'm gonna set this up poorly. Let's just build it right here. That's fine. These are all MVs. I just want to double check. They are. Okay, good. So, the distillery, we need to put in heavy oil, or oil. Can we do that? Raw oil in the distillery. Okay, raw oil in a distillery with number 1 gives you that sulfuric heavy fuel. Number 2 gets you sulfuric light. Why wouldn't I do that? I assume you need double. Or sulfuric naphtha, or sulfuric gas. Okay. Which one's the best? So this is done in 2 seconds, 1 second, so that's basically the same thing. So what are the differences here? Sulfuric heavy fuel. Sulfuric heavy fuel with hydrogen in a chemical reactor is going to get you hydrogen sulfide and heavy fuel. And it's 8 millibuckets worth. Or 8 buckets worth. Whereas sulfuric light fuel, you need 12. You get 1 and 12 in light fuel. Okay. Now let's double check this. Heavy fuel in a what will get us what we need? Is it another distillery? How do we get ethylene? Probably in a chemical reactor, right? Lightly hydro cracked. Lightly steam cracked. Severely hydro cracked. Okay. So if we go with this lightly hydro cracked, that gives us light fuel, naphtha, butane, propane, ethane, and methane. That's not what I want. None of that seemed to really help. Steam cracked, probably the same thing. Where am I going here? We need ethylene. Right there. Lightly steam cracked. Okay. The lightly steam cracked is a thing. It doesn't look like the heavy stuff does not seem to work. It seems like we need steam cracked. Okay. That's all right. That's an option, right? That's an option. We have our raw oil still. What do we want to make, though? You know what? Let me just take a brief moment. Because this light fuel becomes light fuel, which in a chemical reactor becomes, you can do the same steam cracking, which can still get you the ethylene, like so. Yeah, distillery, chemical reactor. Okay, so that's okay. Sulfuric naphtha, same thing. But that is better than that, isn't it? Because this gives you 25, you need 12. And this gives you 75, and you need 12. Okay? And then naphtha in the chemical reactor, same kind of thing. You steam it. Again, why would you do the first one? You severely steam it. And then you get ethylene. Okay. So there's a few different options here. All right. So I've decided I'm going to make 2 different systems at the same time. Because why? Because I'm crazy like that. So the first one is going to be utilizing our sugarcane to make ourselves some plant balls. Okay? Plant balls are then going to be conveyor. Thank you. Yeah, good. Exported into this macerator. No, do not macerate my hammer. Okay, good. And that's going to give us bioshaft. Okay. Now, bioshaft is pretty cool stuff in the fact that you basically make it. You know, once you upgrade, you can get potentially more, all that kind of stuff. Okay. And then biochaff goes into our brewing machine to get ourselves biomass. So I need another conveyor. I want to also show this. This is so awesome. Look at this. Just boom, boom. Oh, look at that. Just mass producing things. It feels so good. It feels so good. All right, there we go. We got that, and that's going to go into our brewery. Excellent. Okay, now biochaff in the brewery requires water to make ourselves biomass. So with some water, it should be easily accomplished. Let's go ahead and oh, there it is, right there. Excellent. So let's do it one down. Very good. Very nice. Okay. We got our buckets still always on us, apparently. That's all right. I think I have one right here. Yep, good. And we can get ourselves our infinite water, like so. And we can get ourselves an ender fluid conduit. That's the way we roll now. That'll be extract. That will be insert. And that will be always active. Okay. A little bit of water, a little bit of that. We now have biomass. Very cool. And we're getting quite a bit of it as well. Now, biomass, to get ourselves what we need, which is ethylene, right? So ethylene from biomass is, let's see, sulfuric acid and ethanol. So we need ethanol, which is a distillery of biomass. Okay, let's do that then first. So let's go, I'm gonna go make another distillery. I have a feeling this biomass is gonna go faster than we're actually getting from this compressor. We may need to add another compressor as well, which can easily be done like so. So I'm gonna add another compressor to the system, because I think we're going to need it. So a compressor and a distillery to be built and added. All right, so bear with me, because I've decided to do both systems together, to say the least. So we have our sugarcane, making ourselves some plant balls, getting ourselves the biochaff into biomass. Now the biomass needs to go into the distillery that I made here, with a item of 1. Okay, good. So let's turn that on. Good. Not insert, extract, and just insert. Excellent. Beautiful. Okay. Now that's going to create this small pile of wood pulp, which I just want to delete out of the world. I don't think I care to keep that around. Do I care? I don't think I care. Okay, so we'll probably delete that out of the world. But now we're making ethanol, okay? I wired up a water to an electrolyzer to get us hydrogen and oxygen. And that means that with this setup, we have filters in place for sulfuric naphtha. We have a filter in place for hydrogen sulfide. This is always extracting and inserting. This is inserting. So I think I just need to turn this on. And then this is the naphtha. So everything that comes out of here, I think will work. And then we just need the hydrogen from there. So if I do this and I do this, that should turn this on. The advanced chemical reactor. Excellent. And those items left and went elsewhere. This only holds 50 buckets. Okay, and now we have hydrogen sulfide down here. Okay, now hydrogen sulfide, now we need oxygen, right? Hydrogen sulfide and oxygen at level 2 gives us sulfuric acid. Okay, good. Now, let's see how we fix this. Why is that not producing? Oh, it's like a lot, isn't it? It's like a lot. Yeah, you need a lot of this stuff. So this might not be the most reliable source. No, I don't want that. Bad, bad, bad. Okay. Whoops. That's not good. All right. Well, give me that. Thank you. Appreciate it. Oh, I hadn't completed the quest yet. Whoopsies. There we go. Nailed it. All right. Oh, and that completed another one somewhere. I don't know where. Mid-game, apparently. Okay. So I guess we'll go here, like that, right? And that'll output into that. Very good. But in the meantime, I want to get rid of this tank of fluid. So we'll do that. That's good. So this requires quite a bit, and then you get this naphtha. Okay? Naphtha. Yeah, okay. I'm saying it right. And then you can oil crack it as well as you can also... I could also do the steam cracking of it to get the additional ethanol. So that's good. I will need to upgrade this, obviously. That's not going to work very well at 50 buckets. Okay, hydrogen sulfide. Basically, with this, with oxygen, as I said, we'll create our sulfuric acid. So let's bring this down. This would be not insert. We need this oxygen out of here. The system is seeming a little bit slow, if you know what I mean. It's seeming a bit slow. So that is like that. So we should be fine to just do this. Okay. We're generating again. Because, yeah, we need how much of this? 12 buckets worth. Ooh, we're going to run out of that fast. So I'm probably going to need to find a way to generate this in a different way as well. Which will probably be the chemical reactor way we did before with the sulfur and hydrogen. So that'll get rid of some more hydrogen as well. And we'll make that probably as well in this system. Maybe even right there. We'll see. Okay, this guy goes down to here, and it's oxygen, right? So before we get too carried away, we're going to do that, and I need another filter. Okay. Not a big deal. Make a bucket. Thank you. And another filter. Excellent. All right. I love having the ME system. You guys have no idea. Well, I'm sure you do, because you feel the same way almost every time. Okay. We need... Where did the oxygen go? Oh, the oxygen went in there. All right. Because of what? Anyways, I want to make sure that we don't run into any problems here. Okay. So oxygen. Yeah, see, that's the problem I was worried about. That's the problem I was worried about. Okay. We now have 2 buckets of hydrogen that I don't want. Dang. Okay. Let's get rid of this oil. Then we can turn this back on and get that process running. And then from here, we can do this, and I can pick that up with that. Okay. All right. Anyways, we got a little bit of hydrogen that we didn't want. Filters are key. Okay, this is almost full. We have 3 buckets of sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid with the ethanol, wherever it is here. In a chemical reactor to make ethylene, right? So that plus this, it's easier to do it this way. Sulfuric acid plus this is going to give us ethylene and diluted sulfuric acid. Okay, beautiful. That gets us our ethylene. So we need another chemical reactor. Diluted sulfuric acid can go back into a distillery at a loss. Okay, so let's get a chemical reactor and a distillery, right? So we're going to have ethanol coming out. We're going to have sulfuric acid coming in. So we'll put that guy right here, probably. And that will get us ethylene. Okay. Let me cook a little bit here. We got to do some auto crafting, to say the least, including I got to get some upgrades for this this beast. See, there's always something. All right. So, sulfuric acid, ethanol, everything's wired up as far as I can tell. We are getting too much hydrogen. I need better tanks. These ones, I mean, this goes up to 200 buckets. This one's like 50 buckets. It's not enough. It's just not enough for what we need. But this should give us, true. I forgot about fluid cells. Yeah, so this should give us ethanol, correct? Oh boy, it takes a while. Am I doing this right? Ethylene, sorry. Ethylene. Yeah. Okay, ethylene and diluted sulfuric. Yes, we have ethylene. Sweet. And we also have diluted sulfuric acid. Okay. Ethylene bucket. Accomplishment. Let's go. That's great. That unlocks nothing. No, just kidding. It unlocks quite a bit. And the big one here is polyethylene. This is the next one that we need to get. So we need to take ethylene into another chemical reactor with air or oxygen. How do you collect air? Oh, gas collector. Oh, and that creates polyethylene. Okay, so we need another chemical reactor, and that's okay. But at the same point in time, I'm trying to see the diluted stuff. We need to figure that out as well. I think it was something you can just like recycle it, which is not a bad way to go either. Yeah, you can recycle it in a distillery. So I should get another chemical reactor and a distillery set up onto this system, and we can loop it back in, like the sulfuric acid anyways, we can loop back in on itself, right? But we do definitely have a hydrogen situation. So I'm going to have to figure that out before too long. Oh, the wood pulp we can get rid of. Let's just get a trash can. Trash can. Trash can. Let's go. Yeah, no problem. We can do that. Oh, I love Emmy. I forgot all about the fluid cells. Death there is right that, you know, I was thinking about all the different ways that I can store fluids, and I didn't even think of, I didn't even think of that one, if you know what I mean. So, okay. That should dispose of all of our wood pulp. Good. So now we're just making ethanol. That won't back up. We should be just making this. We do still have a hydrogen problem because that will potentially back up. We'll probably run out of oil before too long. So I do want to have a backup for this hydrogen sulfide, which is probably the sulfur recipe right here in a reactor. So I'm thinking 2 more reactors and a distillery. And then this system will be done. So without further ado, let me get to that to the best of my ability right here. And we'll come back for one last cut. All right. We have polyethylene. Okay. That's good. That's very, very good. Now we need the sheet. The sheet requires what? Fluid solidifier? We can do that. We can do that with the plate mold. Okay. We're almost there. We're almost there, everyone. So anyways, I do have the advanced distillery here pumping out sulfuric acid from the diluted that we have over here. I have a polyethylene or an ethylene drum in between. I'm not sure if that's going to make it, but I added 2 more electrolyzers with water, and I'm just deleting the hydrogen at this point in time, and we are still way behind on our oxygen production. So, you know, just one of those things to keep in mind, that we are producing so much more hydrogen than I really even thought that we would ever need at the moment. So I'm trying to think if there's a way or what we can do to burn through this hydrogen. But we'll have to figure that out as we go. I'm sure that there's something, or I'm just going to keep deleting it. Maybe it's this, right? Maybe we just centrifuge it into deuterium, you know, and deuterium leads to Lord only knows what, right? Tritium, you know, and then tritium leads to helium plasma, you know, whatever, right? Maybe that's one of the answers, right? But we definitely need to be producing a lot more oxygen than what we are. Now, same thing on the oxygen side. I do know that there's a lot of ways to produce oxygen. I'm going the slow and easy way with the electrolyzers here, but there is definitely other methods to this that you can do. So keep that in mind as well. As we go making other systems, we'll probably get into the scenario where we have too much oxygen and we don't need it all, right? So just those little details, right? As we see fit. It does look like we are starting to actually burn through some of our resources, which is good. I have not seen this distillery run, but I mean, we're capped out on both now, which is really, really nice. And this guy is done. So, okay, good. All right, so that diluted sulfuric now, we will just pipe directly into the system. And I just want to make sure, did I filter it? Yes, I did. Okay, smart choice. Filters are your friends, I must say. So let's do that right there. We're going to disable all of that. Okay, so now the diluted is going to immediately come from this reactor and go into this distillery for additional output of sulfuric acid until that backs up, and then we run into another problem altogether. But that's a problem for later me, because I don't know how to fix it right now. All right, the main thing here is we got ourselves some polyethylene. So let's get on upstairs before time just zooms on by even faster than it already has. And let's get our fluid solidifier. And is there a way that I can do this? Probably not very easily, right? Probably not very easily. I'm trying to think of a way. I think I have to literally like just try to pipe it over here, because this is not going to go overly easy otherwise. So yeah, fluid solidifier. We need our mold for our plate, which do I not have? Oh, there it is right there. Okay, so we're gonna put that in there. That'll be good, and this will get us fluid solidifier. Good. Boom. Polyethylene. All right, let's run some piping all the way over to that guy as well. All right, polyethylene in a bucket, just so that we can get that that quest completed. And then I've ran our piping all the way over, and I think all we have to do is activate it. I did filter it as well. I'm trying to remember though, is there other uses for this? There is, because we can go right into an assembler to make better like diodes and things like that, right? Let me just double check. Yeah, capacitors, transistors, and then yeah, diodes I think is the other one. Annealed with a wafer will get us 4, or annealed with a small pile of gallium. I think the wafer is the better way to go. So we need polyethylene as a liquid on top of the fact, oh, and we can also get the raw carbon fibers that way. So I don't want to send this automatically at this point in time. So I'm going to leave that disabled for right now. I just thought about that while we were, you know, kind of going there. So I'm glad that I did look that up, because I do want to make sure that we kind of keep this a little bit separate for now. In the meantime, there we go. Let's silence that guy, and let's get ourselves some polyethylene sheets. That should complete our quest for polyethylene, which it did. That is fantastic. And that really does open us up into a whole new world. This one here is going to allow us to actually get into HV equipment. This one here will allow us to get into transistors to make HV circuits, for example. All of this little stuff that kind of takes you to the next tier. Inductors, capacitors, transistors. It's all contingent on this polyethylene. So even when I look at what we did today, and I don't really want to, because I'm going to flat out agree with y'all. This looks like a mess. This is a bit of a mess. Could I have done this better? Probably, right? There's probably a much better way to do this. But for right now, it is what it is, and that's what's going to work. I didn't need any of this oil set up because ultimately I could just do hydrogen with the sulfur, which I still have to hook up, by the way. So we'll have to do that as well. Let me not forget about that. So we have to do that. We have to hook up the sulfur to get our sulfuric acid, which we could have done from the get-go to get this mixture, to get our ethylene, and just ignored the whole oil situation. But that's not where that goes. How did that get in there? How did we get hydrogen sulfate in there? What? What? I don't know. I gotta figure this out. So, anyways, as you can see, we've got a lot of problems. There's still a few problems. And it's mostly with this oil. Oh, we're just maxed out. Okay, good. Well, that's okay. We don't need any more at naphtha anyways. And I think this will sustain it anyways. So once we hook up that sulfur, we'll just ignore these few machines and not a big deal. But we will get an abundance of hydrogen, which means that this system will start to flatten out a little bit. So anyways, little details, not a big deal. Overall, I may even delete a lot of the hydrogen. I haven't officially decided yet, as we're not going to burn through it all that quick. So yeah, lots of little fine tuning and whatnot that needs to be done here, but we are generating some polyethylene. We do have 6 buckets worth. We got some sheets now, which is really, really good. And I'll try to make some adjustments as we go. This is a mess, but it works for now. This really does open us up into a world of things like one of the ones that will actually help us. 4 million liters. That's a super tank. Super tank is definitely a thing that we can get now. Steel plates, we needed the polyethylene, so we need to get the large extruder shape, but not too bad. Not too bad at all. We can do the fluid solidifier ingot. Okay, cool. Lots of good little details, lots to be done. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a good one.